Hello happy gardeners, welcome back to Stinky Ditch Nursery. We've got Marla on camera. Say hello Marla.
Hi.
And today I'd like to show you what to do with an overcrowded seed tray. Now you might be experiencing these. We're in the UK, we are at the start of May. So if you planted out your seeds, you might be getting overcrowded seed trays. Now Marla, if you'd like spinning, I had some old snapdragon seeds. I had 3 different packets. This was one packet, none of them germinated. Obviously those seeds were bad. Then I had this packet here. I can't read it without my clock, but yeah, I had this packet of snapdragons here, another variety. They've done all right. But I had this packet here that have done wonderful. So how do we get the most out of this? We could do 2 different things. We've tried them already and the video went wrong, didn't it, Marla? So we're going to try again. Now what I have here is a prepared seed tray with, not seed tray, what would you call it? Potting on tray.
Yeah.
Planting on tray. I just did a video with some crazy daisies showing you, how to make this mix and everything. Refer to that if you want to know how to make the mix. I've still got some crazy daisies in here. We're going to have a bit of a mixed tray here. You can do this with your plants. You can just mix up your trays. You don't need to use one for everything, and you don't need to use shop-bought trays. You can get something from the supermarket, reuse it, put holes in it. I'm really rambling on now, but there we are. Right, Marla, if you'd like spinning, one of the ways of maximising your growth out of these is by pulling out all the little babies like this, which I think is terrible because we'll be losing them, and then just keeping the plants a certain distance apart like this. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
And we're just sort of creating a little island around each plant where nothing else is growing. Got a bit of moss growing on there, we'll get rid of that. There we are. All right, so what that will do is those plants will grow on a lot bigger and stronger. We'll be able to plant them out later or pop them on or whatever, but we do have these as losses. The other thing we can do is we can lever up the plants that we've got in here and use every single one apart from the tiny, tiny little ones. So Marla, if you'd like to spin in again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my... I'm just using a pair of scissors here, it doesn't matter what you use. Get in there like that, and just lever them up a little bit, gently pull them out. I'm going to pop that there. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to try and separate these. I'm going to put my glasses on for this. And so the best way to do it is to handle it very gently. And if you do have to handle it in an individual plant like that, you gently tease the roots out by holding the leaf. See what I've done there?
Yeah.
I've got a little plant there like that. All right, now this big bunch here, got a bit of moss growing on top, but I'm going to split that in half, or try to. There we go. I'm going to split that in half. It's a lot easier to just split the whole thing in half than pull one off. That one was just hanging off, that's why I did that. So we're going to split this again, get rid of this moss, and you just have to treat this with the delicatest fingers you possibly can, even if they are as grubby as mine. There we are. So I've got a couple of little seedlings there. There's quite a lot more going on here. And these things will survive. It's surprising. It is surprising. So we're going to make a little hole in the compost like that, and holding it by a leaf, pop it in there like that. Give it a little bit of a squeeze, and then over here another little hole, and poke them in like that, ever so gently, always holding by the leaf. There we are, another one there. Now I can do this all day. I love it. I do, and I think I love it because. Ooh, did you catch that? Me spitting?
No.
Oh dear, I'm getting a bit old. I'll start to spit when I talk. I think I love it because when you're doing this sort of thing, you're in the moment. And I get anxiety and depression and all these sort of things. And a lot of those things are to do with the past or the future. Anxiety especially, it's to do with the anticipation of something happening. And while I'm doing this, and while I'm planting seeds, and listening to the birds, can you hear the birds?
Probably.
I hope they can hear the birds. And it's usually quiet down here and I'm on my own. I find that I'm actually in the moment, in the absolute moment of what is happening now and the growing of this plant. And so the past and the future disappear for that brief time. They disappear. And you're just left with this lovely tranquility. And if you have anxiety and depression, you probably know about the scale of, if you're on a 10 on your anxiety or a 10 on your depression or whatever, and your ultimate goal is to have a 0, where you like sort of, that's nirvana. This brings you closer to that 0. You know, if you're feeling really anxious or really depressed, it will lift you. It's what I do. It's what I've been doing for the last month to keep myself going, and I appear to be coming out of it and doing a few more vids, and there we go. I'm really opening up here, Marla, aren't I? Spilling my guts on the internet. Anyway, this has been Robbie Phoenix down at Stinky Ditch Nursery, showing you how to pot on your little seedlings once they've started sprouting, if you've got an overcrowded seed tray. Thank you for watching. We've had Marla on camera. Happy May.